Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of nature's most dazzling displays, a living light, and we're going to uncover how the science behind it is radically changing our world.
If you've ever been lucky enough to see the ocean just ignite in an electric blue glow, you've witnessed bioluminescence. It's this absolutely breathtaking light show, and believe it or not, it's all powered by life itself.
So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with that magical sight on the coast and dig into the microscopic chemistry behind it. Then, and this is the really cool part, we'll see how scientists are harnessing this natural glow to fight deadly diseases and protect our planet's most vital resource, clean water. So what's really causing this spectacular display? Well, it all kicks off with something that during the day looks totally different.
Okay, so the light you're seeing, it's coming from millions, and I mean millions of tiny single-celled organisms. When they all get together in huge numbers, they create what people call a red tide. But as you'll see, that name is only half the story.
Right, so here's the deal. By day, these little guys swim up toward the surface to get some sun, and their reddish-brown color gives the water that signature hue. But when the sun goes down, that's when the magic happens. Any disturbance, a crashing wave, a swimming fish, even just you dipping your hand in the water, it triggers them, and bam, they flash this brilliant blue light. It's basically a defense mechanism, a way to startle anything that might be trying to eat them.
Okay, but how do they do that? How does a living thing just create light? Well, the answer lies in this amazing chemical reaction that nature's been perfecting for millions of years.
And you know it's really important to get this straight. This isn't like fluorescence, where something absorbs light and then spits it back out. No. Bioluminescence creates light from scratch. It's a chemical reaction. No batteries, no sunlight needed.
The recipe is actually pretty simple, but it's super powerful. The best way to think about it, it's like a biological glow stick. You've got an enzyme called luciferin. Think of that as the light switch. Then you have a molecule called luciferin. That's your glow fuel. When you add oxygen to the mix, that reaction releases its energy, not as heat, but as a pure, cold particle of light.
And what's just so cool is that nature didn't stop with one recipe. It's come up with tons of different versions. Out in the ocean, a lot of creatures make blue light because, well, blue light travels the farthest in water. But back on land, you've got things like fireflies, and they use different chemical combinations to make yellow, green, or even red light. Each color is just perfectly tuned to its environment.
Okay, so this is where the story gets really interesting. Scientists looked at this beautiful, elegant process in nature and had a thought. Wait a minute, what if we could use that? What if we could borrow nature's recipe for light to see things we've never ever been able to see before?
You know, one of the biggest challenges in medicine has always been, how do you see what's happening inside a living body without, cutting it open? How can you possibly track a few cancer cells as they spread, or watch the immune system hunt down a tumor in real time? Well, the solution they came up with was just genius. Scientists figured out how to take the genes for luciferase and luciferin, the switch and the fuel, and put them right inside the cells they want to watch. They're basically giving cancer cells or immune cells their very own biological flashlights. And with those on, they can track them wherever they go inside the body. And the results? They are just stunning. Look at this. In this image, researchers have tagged T cells, the soldiers of our immune system, and made them glow. We are literally watching them swarm and attack a tumor. This is a live view of the battle against cancer, right down at the cellular level. It's incredible.
So this technology, it's not just for one thing. It's like opening up this huge window into all sorts of biological processes. We can track tumor growth or see if a new drug is actually working. We can watch how a virus infects different parts of the body and even study how our genes get switched on or off. And it's all happening in real time, inside a living thing. But it doesn't stop with medicine, not even close. This exact same idea, using living light as a kind of signal, is now being used to tackle another huge global challenge, making sure we all have clean, safe water to drink.
I mean, think about it. Our water is under threat from all sides. Industrial waste, chemicals from farms, heavy metals, you name it. Finding these hidden pollutants is absolutely crucial, but the way we usually do it, it can be super slow, complicated, and really expensive.
Right, so the old way is you take a water sample, you have to ship it off to a special lab, and then you wait, sometimes for days, maybe even weeks, to get the results. Bioluminescent biosensors, they completely change the game. They give us a fast, cheap, portable way to get answers about water quality right then and there.
So, how does this actually work? Check this out. This is a simple 3D printed device. Inside, it uses a little paper sensor that's coated with genetically engineered bacteria. Now, these bacteria are designed to do one thing. They light up, but only when a specific pollutant, like the heavy metal mercury, is around. All you do is add a drop of water. If the paper glows, you've got a problem. And the best part? Your smartphone camera is all you need to read the result. It's that simple.
All right, so let's just pause for a second and think about the journey we've been on. It all started with a simple, beautiful glow in the ocean.
I mean, it's a pretty incredible story, right? We started with that mesmerizing neon glow in the waves. We broke it down to its simple chemical recipe, and then we saw how scientists basically borrowed that recipe. First to light up the hidden world inside our own bodies to fight disease, and then to build these powerful little sensors to protect our planet.
I think the big takeaway here is that sometimes the most powerful solutions aren't about inventing something totally new from scratch. They're about looking closely at the world around us and learning how to adapt to the brilliant technologies that nature has already perfected. This living light has already shown us so much, which really just leaves one question. Where are we going to point it next?